expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight. Okay. So, I didn't anticipate getting back on this early after what last transpired, but here we are, and it's okay. So the situation arises. I want to know some pointers for today, because my double sucked yesterday. Sucked. A double Z. Yes, it did. Yes, it did very much for others as well. But there was some thick silver lining, let me tell you. All right, so I want to know some pointers for the day because I left earlier than, the whole double. It wasn't that I wasn't just feeling it. There were other factors in mind that I just couldn't extract from my experience to really like spruce it up. So on the recipient side, Page of Pentacles in reversal. That's an investment towards self, regardless of what comes on the inbox. Actually, it should be correlative to an investment of self. That's an even more, yes, that's like a prerequisite at this point, because there's a lot that I'm handling. And all the more reason to point to the manifestation side. The right side, received, is the Death card. Because you have to say kaput, goodbye. So it's about starting to say goodbye here. Those are the pointers of the day. Start to say goodbye. So we're going to use Tarot of the Spirit to get the energy cards for this one. Okay. Energy cards for this reading. I call upon my expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. These two cards are the energy cards, Eight of Water and the High Priestess. Yep, knowing that you gotta, like, leave. This is about leaving. Eight of Cups. This is about knowing it, like, supremely knowing it. So it is matter of fact that I must leave this establishment. Not for the dangers that they present in comparative view to the others and what's expected of the industry, but the hidden danger of like those affiliated, like getting in the crossfire of other people's energetic, dramas. And so that's those are the hidden dangers in my current line of work. I don't have to worry about the other hidden dangers of like if we're going to let our imaginations go wild. And supreme on that note, I don't have to worry about like that stuff because I don't do that stuff. Okay. In fact, let me get the energy cards for just saying that. 14 in reverse, Temperance in reverse. Okay. I don't understand what that's supposed to give me. I guess this is like a reserve. The rush is in the, like, it's happening like basically like vein level if we're looking at earth, earth magic. Okay, so the energy card for that. So this is knowing that there's inner reserves. Okay, so this is feeling as though even though that there is turbulence or possible imbalance based on the environmental conditions, there's something about an inner reserve, like don't feel like because you've tapped out, it's because you're weak, too weak for this place or these things. But stands is how do I say it? Is kind of fixed in its energy. It's purposed for that. So regardless of whatever's happening beneath the surface, there is a reserve. That's what they're saying. Let me get a clarifier for that. Okay. Yeah, don't feel like you're asked out. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so these cards wanted to appear. So the topper is 3 of Swords. Okay, bottom of the deck is 6 of Swords in reverse. I'm sorry, what opened up to that is 6 of Swords in reverse, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, 2 of Wands, the Moon card, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, so definitely knowing that you have your own inner reserve. This is the Queen of Cups in disguise. Also, just acing the Queen of Cups in disguise with the Temperance in reverse. Yeah, so this is going back to your roots, so knowing what you know best. So before I started on my Queen of Pentacles journey, I was the Queen of Cups, really. So I still have that in pocket, and that's resourcing, like going back to your roots. And I know this because the moon is in motion. I know this because, matter of fact, like I've sized it up correctly. So with all things in play, this allows for wiser decisions, okay? 8 of Pentacles in reverse, you know how I know this is because you don't have to put much work into it. You already have the life experience pushed behind these efforts. So there's already like some momentum going, and it just increases over time with each step forward. I know this because there's a 6 of Swords in reverse, and I did not script that in my head. I was just going card by card. So I was like, let's just take one at a time. Okay, yeah, so 6 of Swords in reverse. That's finding the calm, achieving the calm. This is an inflow, an influx of those reserves. Your well has acknowledged that because you can see that from above. And what were you going to say about that? There's something about letting it settle down naturally so that the debris kind of naturally sifts towards the bottom. Yeah. Okay. So you get like a more purified cup on the next offering. Okay, some pointers are just knowing again that we're on the right track, that I'm on the right track. And even if something like feels like, I don't know, you feel riled up or anxious or anxiety, just know that it's part of the environment. It is factual, it is proving and adding to all the more validation to step out and leave. And this is without, I don't know, I don't feel like there's any threat here. The emphasis is that there's an importance in going with the flow, but also with the intent to seek closure. Find closure. Cement it. Yeah. But this is a different kind of cementing. Like, it's not just, it's like to the path ahead. So this is almost like Hollywood star level where, you know, it's not just complete, like paved, you know, like you're, you know, a clean slate, clean paved slate. Holy frick. Okay. You've left an imprint. You left your, you know, that kind of thing. You're well known for, yeah, that's what it's, that's what it's, that's what it's showing me. Okay. All right. Okay, so back to the Next World Tarot. Pointers for the day. Oops, the day. Oh my God, I'm all up in your face. The 10 of Pentacles, it dropped it down. See, they dropped it down low. This is making it rain, but through a cycle, you see? And we realized, ding, 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 she is on another journey. Ding, 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 she's, I think, on a tightrope. Oh my goodness. Okay. And she's, you know, this is holding your position that requires a lot of balance and is also, like, what do you call it? Indifferent to anyone walking the rope, the environmental agents. You know, wind, when you're all the way up skyscraper level, the wind can, you know, mess around with not just your balance, but like your physical balance, but internal, your like vertigo. And so it can get inside your head. So that's what we're talking about here. Not letting shiz get inside our head, and knowing how to, something about focusing on your core. So it's, you know, like a back to school, back to basics, that kind of energy. I feel like it's kind of like that. Something impressive about this minimalistic, like, you know, minor arcana thing that like has this, you know, up level vibe. Anyway, there's that. Okay, it fell straight down, face up. And so that's you know, in hidden terms, reading between the lines, that's a jackpot energy. It's jackpot already happened, you know. It's starting to inflow. It laid itself right there. There was no like segue to it. It was just like bam, there it is. You know, that's what they saying. Okay, bottom of the deck, the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So this is this might seem like a humbling, but at the same time, I mean, like, it's also not a lacking. So this is kind of like, I humbly accept. I am honored. Type of energy. Type of the deck is suspension in reverse. So the suspense, you know, the crescendo has already exceeded expectations. How funny is that? The play on words. Crescendo is like the you know, something like that. Anyway, suspension in reverse. The Hangman in reverse. So this is enlightenment, like. The world opened me up to not just a world of, you know, a realm of exploration, but findings. You know, this is good. This is good stuff. Okay, some pointers for the day. So just go on with that. Go on with that. Okay, pointers for the day. Because my impression was that like these last supposed 7 days or a week, whatever, however that's sprawled out, my impression was to make the most money as possible, like without like overexpending, you know, like honor your gifts, honor what your gifts tell you. Okay, so blend the two with your life experiences, and that way you don't have to, you know, give so many F's, you know, too many. And so oh, what was that? The Sun card, faced up on an encircle like of wires, charging wires. Yeah, extension cord and wire, charging wire. Anyway, the Sun card. Happiness. Happiness is protected, like it's electrified almost on the recipient box or recipient side. So it's like this kind of like angelic protection, but it's very, 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 very powerful, almost alien-like. To that level. So it's like extraterrestrial like brightness, and that's on the inbox, so you won't mistake it. It's almost like a landmarker, not just a highlight. This is like it's inviting in its like intriguing way, like what is that? Follow the light, follow the light. What the frick? Okay, so there's that. And this is not like a billboard in its direct one-on-one. This is like a candid billboard in which like it's snapshots, like an overview of like whatever the frick I'm doing, or you know, whoever's in your life. As they find the light, it's observed from the outskirts. So this is yeah. Okay. Pointers for the day. So just stay up, you know, stay in that energy is what they're saying, because that's your natural energy. And I think that's a new vibe that's supposed to be like cemented. Like instead of like, okay, somebody broke a window. Okay, instead of changing it out with like a regular thing, we're gonna do like stained glass. Because I was planning on getting like a stained glass like a sun catcher or whatever anyway, so it might as well just have be practical and just do an install. So there's something about upgrading, but in a lateral like alternative sense. So just changing it up a little in order to revive like and honor your like out of the box sense. Yeah, who cares what anybody thinks sense, and you might already be like in that vibe, but this is just like it to hit the refresher. Yeah, So this isn't like built to be like, what do you call it? It's like jailbait, but the version in electronic form. Clickbait, that's what it is. Okay. So yeah, it's not like, oh, what, I wonder what they're gonna say, or blah, blah, blah. It's more about keeping yourself in check with your creative senses. Like, yep, that's what it says. So even if you're like, let's say you're multi-jobbing it, you're in one environment, it doesn't mean that you have to isolate and like block off whatever's going on in the other. In fact, when I held previous full-time positions in the past 5 years, I took my breaks isolating towards working on, what do you call it? My videos, like cleaning them up, etc. Okay, anything else? Pointers for the day. Time is it? Bravo 1. Okay, we're okay. Pointers for the day. This one is the Empress card in reverse. Be objective. Be objective. So the sun is naturally attractive. If it's intriguing, it's also entrancing. And therefore, it's like, like Cockney Thug, Rusko Caspa remix. It's not at the light at the end of the tunnel. It's not God, it's me. And I'm going to kick your poncy all the way back down until you choke on your fucked up ribs. Something, wake the fuck up. Yeah, something like that. Oh my God, that's weird. That's weird. But she has the moon card behind her, I think. No, it's the sun. Yeah, she's on a beach. Sun? Yeah, sun or moon? I don't know. She has a torch, so she could be like the Queen of Wands too. This is, yeah. I feel like this is the Queen of Wands highlighted here on the Empress. Like what shines the most is the Wands suit here. And the Pentacles, because like there are just different signs of it. Her patatas are showing. I'm sorry, so I shouldn't have shown that. I'm sorry, YouTube. Please forgive me. Oh, I just got suffering succotash. All right, so okay, so the Sun card is an energy card. It's a vibe. The Empress is the actual entity. So to understand your qualities, but understand your positioning are two elements to consider in every environment, is what they're saying. So some pointers, okay. Be mindful of your presentation as well as how you're perceived. Is that how it is? Hold on. But more importantly, feel engage in the dare, or to something like to kind of like break the rules a little bit, bend the rules a bit. Don't be afraid to bend the rules a bit. Yeah, because like that out of box thing with the the sun with the sunflowers like painted different, the petals painted different colors, etc. And like who dressed like this anyway? It would have to be like not even a tween. That would be like in my day, that would be maybe 12-year-old me, okay, or anywhere from 8-year-old, 7-year-old to 12-year-old me, because I'm like, I just like different things. So some may have a young daughter, also in that vibe. But you can also speak of that as, the energy behind you, or that you protect. But more so, I would say that this is an internalized view. This is this energy. Okay. Any more? Yes? No? Yes? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Some pointers for the day. Yeah, so the cards kept telling me stick this one out, etc. And it was all good news until like there was just a shift in energy, and I just couldn't get shit out of my mind, and so I started feeling all of a sudden, it was just I could not shut it off. I could not shut it off. And I read every person that came in so that I knew whether or not, like, you know, what's the likelihood? And so I just knew, like, it was just not unfolding in its direct sense, that there was more content behind it, like, yeah, and what it applied to. So so since that energy shift, I read the cards again, and they said, yeah, just don't worry about it, just go home, it's okay, it's okay. So there's that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was a point where it would have come through in its physical terms, but the energy surrounding that opportunity was off because of the environment, the fuller scope of the environment. So anyway, there's that. Okay. Some pointers for the day. These ones say the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Hermit card in reverse, and Ace of Wands. Master number 99 here. It is a master performer, but lit by the Ace of Wands. A whole shizload of creativity, and it's like so bright. You can see it off in the distant lands. You can see it like through like the darkest room in some secluded Booneyville place. It lights this energy up. You see it's streaming through. Yeah, you see? Hard not to notice, even when you're not here. Aw, look at this. People are getting all mushy now. Sorry I set the tone. No, so the Nine of Wands in reverse could also be conceived of as like, okay, instead of it not showing up, I don't think it's telling me not to show up today. Hold on, let me see. Let me see, you never know. No, it's saying show up. Okay, so just triple checking. Okay, so Master number 99 is hung up. Both are in reversal. That means the Hangman card is here. Be objective, very objective, which also means lower your defenses. If you have, I mean, Seven of Wands could be that too, but for this particular one, this is like the second time I received it. This is the new theme of the Nine of Wands in reversal. It's like, overall, looking at the whole landscape, regardless of who comes over, like, don't be too defensive. It's not going the other way and saying not being discerning. Just don't be defensive. That's it. That's a big help. I think that was I usually block, like, people saw swords. Okay, last one for now, just because I feel, yeah. They said I can do it. I can do it. Except there's several cards here. Okay, first two are in that circle again. Justice and the Five of Swords. An easy win. Flawless victory. Look at that. Oh, hi, Lakshmi. See? Look. We got it. We got the beat. Look at that. Somebody needs to have beets in their diet. And I think that is me. Anyway, I don't know why, what nutrition it provides. But some are enthusiasts of Dwight Schrute from The Office. But anyway, justice. Yeah, he's like, what do you call it? The civilian justice thing? Like, what do you call it? Personal crisis justice. What do they call them? Jesus warrior. Oh, jeez, I don't know. Some derogatory spiritual name for people who want to help other people, but you need to mind your own business, something like that. Yeah, just too much. What is in? Oh, there we go. I was like, I'm not even wearing earrings. What is this? How did I go to sleep last night? What's going on? Anyway, so electrifying justice is something about an easy win here. Like, you receive your flowers underground and go. Like, we're not gonna shove it in people's face that they had to forfeit something, let go of something, did, like, bow down, whatever the frick, to kind of like calm the situation down, sooner rather than later. We have to appeal to some people's egos and just, holy crap, what? Never mind, the Dr. Seuss shit going on here. Okay. Rather than, you know, like, we have to appeal to people's egos. So, you know what? You get the clear win, like, you win, okay? But we're gonna let other people win in a certain capacity that they're familiar with to alleviate some of that, you know, like, take away some of that attention. Like, oh, she could never. That kind of thing. I don't know why. What the frick is this all about? There's, like, hidden, like, what are you talking about? I don't know nothing. Something like that. I feel like that. You know, like, oh, like somebody is like a really like horrible, I don't know, team player or horrible leader, but they're a great person, you know. And so in this company, they have to let this person go, but at the same time, they end up with like this severance package or whatever. That's, you know, something like that. That's that. It's electrifying. Like, some people know, like, as well as like, it's kind of obvious because she's like walking down like, this is, you know, like that from the job. Anyway, I think I know who that applies to because I did a reading for somebody recently. And if you're here, then you know, then you know, then you know. Then that bravo, then congratulations, you know? So that's good. That's good for you. Okay, so I'm gonna grab these. There's 2 sets of other cards. Actually, this is a set and the other one is a single. Okay, 10 of Cups, on the wires, but not in the circle. Inverted, holy crud. The Knight of Wands, extroverted. The Fire Starter comes along with safety. Oh, you know, this is something about, like, if you want to start shit, I can settle it, and this is going to be just an upgrade from it being amicable. It's going to be like I am secured. I'm something to ensure that I'm secured. Like, you want to go at this, then I'm going to go at this with the right mindset. Like, if we're going to fight this or even like duel and it's like small claims court kind of bullshit, if you want to waste people's time, I'm going to focus on securing, you know, like isolating, not like all the hullabaloo, not all kind of drama, like you texted me this, I want to make sure that our child doesn't blah blah blah, you know, like and it's like, well, wait a minute, you've been doing that for the past 2 summers, you know, why is it a problem, you know, when you set the precursor, shit like that, okay? This is ensuring that I'm going to preserve my 10 of Cups, okay? Whether that's holding something or not, they are precious, they're good, they're solid. Like holding close to heart, internalize, that's me. Knight of Wands. This is kind of, because this would be like, if it was internalized, then this would be internalized. It would be kind of like upright, right? So that would be like a player to yourself, but it's not treating yourself like as a player. This would be like, I'm going to get mine, but it's also not like in its casual, callous sense, like indifferent and uncaring sense, because that doesn't establish security. That's like, no. This is, well, how did they say it? Not playing yourself. Shit, I forgot how they said it. They'll remind me if it's important. It was so, like, very, like, isolating. I don't know. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. Start something? Hold on. I don't remember. It's fine. We move on. Okay. So I think that was the last one. We're going to pull to clarify this one? Yes. Maybe that'll jog my memory. Page of Wands. No, this is, in fact, if you want to start something with me, I mean, at least I got my, instead of just having my head in the game, I have, or my eyes on the prize. This is, there's something more like, you can put your energy on blast however you please. My energy is secured as is, and it'll allot to the right things at the right time. pointers. So this is more about like standing up for yourself. It doesn't give the impression of defending yourself, but defending yourself as applicable. But sometimes when you stand up for yourself, there's not like any kind of, there's situations in which it's like, it there's no threat provided, but it's more of like setting the tone. It's like if somebody asks you something and they're rough around the edges, naturally, like that's their character, or like they had a bad day, and you respond in a way that makes you seem like you cower. That's setting the tone. So that's what I'm saying. There's like pockets of those experiences. So this is, you know, standing up for yourself, really. Like somebody asks you what you want to eat, and you're like, I just don't know. No, we're not doing that. I don't know, what do you want to eat? That kind of stuff. But so if anything emerges that requires attention, this is being more on task. This is about being on task with your Ten of Cups and the preservation of your safety, your peace, your well-being overall. Because you can like monitor your health, you can maintain your health, but like that doesn't, your health is different from, you know, it's agent of change. You're like how you feel, right? So there's something about that there. Yeah, so anyway, it's the quality of life. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay, I was like trying to get around to it. Anyway, bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords. I didn't see what was peeking up here. In fact, I forgot how my hair was done. Okay, so that is the truth. That is the truth. That is a tooth. That is a tooth. Top of the deck. No secret to my sauce. The messenger. The Hierophant in reverse. The teacher. I don't know. This is a community leader. This is well respected when it's in upright. When it's in reversal, it could be an underground energy. It could be some kind of breakup, dissolution, whether that's business or by marriage. This is, or, you know, common law type, whatever. That's a different kind of marriage. Sorry, that's not my thing, but that's one of the things. Anyway, I wanted to be all inclusive about this, but that's, I usually don't mention that shit, but here it is. Okay, so let's see what's in the bottom of that. Okay, it's Seven of Pentacles in reverse, so it's dropping the message. Like, I'm just a bird in flight. I'm just drifting with messages here and there, just like I feel like we all are. And so, all the more reason, don't kill the messenger. And it's pointing back to the Hayworth Tarot reading with 9 shots on the bird, 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. And it showed the 10 of Pentacles there too, kind of like double exposure in its context. Yeah. So this is jackpot energy again. You dropped the message. You succeeded in delivering the messages that you needed to deliver. Whatever that was, whatever anybody needed to hear, whether it was Susan's coffee cakes are in the fridge or whatever the frick. That's what my grandma used to say. You know, like stuff like that. There's things that like you're not fully aware of that, you know, have succeeded. So if you are having a hard time in feeling the leverage that you have based on your inputs, then gauge it on the intangibles, gauge it on the magic of the universe. Like, I know somewhere in the pocket of lands out here that other people are positively affected by me. I have to trust, based on my efforts, that I'm not just doing it for myself. This is a mindful, like a, what am I sitting on? Oh, I know what I'm sitting on. Whoops. Something's heating up. It's an electronic device. Okay. All right. Pointers for the day. I've got one person here, so I shall do one takeaway from my divine collective, and that shall be this one. Ta-da! What is it? The Magician in reverse. I have all kinds of practitioners here. Those that we shall unlock. This is a whole bunch of energy here. If I am getting a singular card to represent my divine collective, they are absolutely magical. Whether, like, however they interpret their practicing ways, they are in practice. But there's something more to them. There's more to them. Like, you're not here for no reason. even if you just stumbled upon me. Clarifier. Clarifier 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 5. They said 4 for the elements, and so why I asked 5 was for the ethers, but they said 4. Okay, so clarifier 1 for my divine collective is the Ace of Cups. See, you're creative. Put it into play. There's also something about like this baptismal effect, arising above the others. You stand out. Kind of a little bit scary. You know, like those that fear where you're afraid of like a bunch of different holes or something like that you see here. So yeah, like when people come to face with you. Yeah. Okay, there's that. But also very beautiful. Just not like the others kind of beautiful. Like if they could see beyond the fear, then they would see that, like, look at you beyond the impression that it initially provided. Like the insinuation, the implication. Like I didn't know, like, yeah. Whatever we were programmed, trained, whatever impressions, this is like a looking beyond that. So it's looking deeper, and so we can see that this is beautiful Ace of Cups flower version, but it's not like the rest. However, very, very abundant, because I think all of these dots here depict like some kind of like seed pod, if I'm not mistaken. So not quite seen as a lotus. In fact, I don't know what this thing is. I feel the need to read from the book. Read from the book. Ace of Cups. Come on down. Ace of Cups is the lotus pod. Okay, so it is still, oh, but it's in a different form, okay? That encapsulates your visionary expression. The Ace of Cups is only the beginning of flourishing redefinitions of self-love and personal power. The lotus is an ancient symbol of love, creation, rawness, and beautiful truth. Their harvest mirrors a progression of the soul. The seed takes root in the dirt, its stems grows upward through canals of water, and eventually the blossom spits aromatic radiance, hovering alive, enlightened, and golden on the water. As the flower fades, the seed pod becomes a sanctuary, nurturing the lotus's greatest powers as they manifest into future blooms, completing the cycle of creation and magic. The inside of the pod is a warm encasement like our bones. It holds us at our most vulnerable and elevates us to our most magical. The Ace of Cups asks you to protect your magic, create your own boundaries, and nurture your work. Find your sanctuary and allow your greatest self to manifest, to reign, to create, and to believe in the radiance only you are capable of. Look at that. Okay, that's your first takeaway clarifier. Where do we put it? Oh, it's right here. I'm touching it. Okay, second clarifier for you is 2. The Star card in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So yeah, it's about to spit out this first blasted seed is what I'm hearing. This is major. It's like 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Something, but it's like, let me clear my throat. Yeah, that's what it is. Let me clear my throat. What the frick? But then the way I was saying was 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Go, cat, go. The Rockin' Robin. What does that have to do with anything? Somebody will know. Somebody will claim. Okay, anyway. The angel number for you is 1017 here. Okay. And we also have master number 11 here as hidden as a master initiate. It's when you decide to start. It's when you decide, you feel like, oh, you're replenished. Okay. You decide when you have the go-ahead, the pre-approval, okay? Because it's master number 11 hidden here, the master initiate. It's a soft nudge, like thank you kindly. Kindly reminding you. You know, use that type of energy here. In the prompt. So you're supposed to start something. I don't know whatever the frig it is, but it's to unlock some level of yourself. And again, unique to your own imprint, unique to your own experience, something worthy of sharing. in even by anecdote. So yeah, is writing your own story, like being the star of your own story, the huge potentiality for it, regardless of your age, your path, whatever, your life path, whatever the case. That's what it's saying. Your third takeaway is another double. Oh, triple. Holy crap. Woo! Okay, 9 of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Cups in reverse, and the Teacher in reverse. You got the... This is a very... Oh my god, this is a very... This is a private boss energy. This is a leader. Like a very, very, very strong leader, like exclusive. Whoever you are, you have that either to resource or you are it. And I want to say you are it because of this. In fact, if you don't have any of that, there's a huge potentiality for it, because this is like coming in. Like if we were to stop here, this would be the caboose. Okay. So, yeah, this is somebody who has like, is very much independent, known for what they do, but this is underground energy, like word of mouth only. Yeah, that's what this is. Yes, that's it. Okay. Your fourth clarifier for this new start thing is Six of Pentacles, a good exchange, solid exchanges. Being able to have enough wealth to share with those less fortunate. So this is pointing towards community. And because this is like a disaster relief kind of situation, it's called redistribution here, where you connect with the community based on like the rationing. Like there's something about a rationing of supplies here. Like, well, this is labeled as redistribution. So there's something like, suppose things are okay. We had a change in monetary system. Now we barter, okay, other things. And barter our own goods just as is. Like the systems of currencies across the nation, or not just across the nation, but globally, are frigged up. And so we're doing the barter system. Old school style, bizarre, it's that kind of style. So there's something about that here, but there's also an implication that there was major drama in the past, and there's a redistribution of resources in which you will attain exactly what you need when you need it, especially, and they're saying not just especially, but with a Z, especially, like some of you may come from another culture, and like, so when you speak it with emphasis, your fluency in another language comes out, whether that's accent or other words. And so, anyway, there's a huge emphasis here, especially, like Ricky Ricard, right? So anyway, yeah, especially when you need it. So do not worry about, like, you know, the first two cards. If we were just supposed to start there, I'm like, okay, well, what about this part of my life, you know? Yeah, so this is showing that it's already transpired here. It's already happening. Like the energy, the spirit has already been created, starborn. Like that ray of hope is etherically it just sprouted. It came into existence. That star energy, that pocket of potential is there. It exists. So it's like something about how you can't break down that energy, but you can only use it to as is, or to grow, or as a contributor to another like conglomerate type of energy. So there's that. I don't know why we're receiving that here, but there's palm trees in the background, and they look rather wilted, not just like uncared for, like deading out, you know, like how they become thick on the trunks because of dead. They don't need to be deadheaded, but they need to be dead, you know, like the leaves cut off. So there's something about it here, but it's looking more like tore up than usual. So only you will know whatever that means. First aid, blah, 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 yeah. So needless to say, there's lifestyle changes that occur, but there's something about like the ongoings of it when it's actually transpiring, and the outcome leaves you in like a fuller state, like a happier state, like better than I thought, you know, even with a lifestyle change. Okay, so there's that. Okay, that's a lot of, it's a lot there. Okay, so my 3 takeaways are, first one, the 7 of Wands in reverse. Second takeaway, 2 of Pentacles. My third takeaway is the Lover's card. So if I was just, without even like thinking about the question in mind, this is just saying like, take your going away home prize, that kind of energy. Where do we see that here? I think it was in the energy cards. I don't even know where they are. Oh, there we go. No, that was the 8 of water in that. So then where do we, I guess we saw the 7 of Pentacles and I just dropped it back inside. Anyway, something hurts about the truth of what I said. I don't know why. Or it's like kind of heartbreaker energy. I don't know. But, okay, anyways, back to the 7 of Wands here in reverse. Like, if I was just to read the cards, it's like, okay, so, and this is like, go with your, like, take-home prize. Why did where did I see that? Holy crud, it's gonna bother me. No, it's not. I won't let it. I won't let it. Okay. So, like, your takeaways are, balance achieved, self-actualization. So the primary components of why and how I entered into this like establishment, this particular transit decision that we've been calling it, this life path, whatever, phase. So this increment of time, I've achieved, at bare minimum, these 2 substantial things, balance and self-actualization. And it's like sense of discovering a certain part of myself, or kind of like hauling that, yeah, out of this impression of a mirror. So that's all that you see, all right, as a reflection. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get clarifiers for this. So pointers for, so that's what they're saying. Angel number 726 here is for me. So this is like kind of like you can quietly leave with that in case you need to exit quietly without having to, like, you know, make a big deal out of it. I have the okay to do that as well, that this is enough on its own. Like, but bringing it back to the 7 of Wands, like, you don't need to be so defensive, like when people are like closer to you, and in how does it, in closer proximity, like that, have your back. You don't have to be so defensive about it, because things are already in order and you are who you are, so things will be handled accordingly, and your environment is now supported to show that this is a new equilibrium, like in the, what is it, the paradigm shift thing, that things will, you know, take care of itself. Yeah. So self-sustaining is established here, but this is also knowing, also having the backing, reliable backing. Yeah. So when it's like little cosmic, little card, the universe supports me kind of energy. But this is seeing it, it's like, this is how. And now you know through your own life resolutions. Yeah, that's the way they said to say it. Okay, so the clarifiers, okay, 7 of Wands in reverse is the 7 of Cups in reverse. I pulled up this, I'm curious what it is, the Page of Swords in reverse, okay. The Chosen Student. Oh, Master number 77. This is Master Revolutionary. So this is part of an underground unit, like a grouping, a band. Like a, yeah, like kind of like Banksy type of energy. Whether or not Banksy, like before Banksy became famous, after, whatever, kind of like that type of energy. Like, but this is also being called, rising to the occasion. So you're from one scene where there are deliberate, like, threatening energies in the environment, which I'm protected back by, to like boudoir, like the like play date, like what do you call it, dress up energy. Yeah, like there's a shift in environments. It lands me in that. Like there's something about it where like I'm somebody, like this, like a groupings, little princess. They have to protect this. They have to protect this little princess. Yeah, there's something about it. Like, look. Okay, so you see it upright. Okay, just pretend this is underground energy. Okay, shh, inner circle stuff. Okay, so and then backing right, and then she rises to the occasion. But you see, like the coloring in the back is the same too. So it's like it's the same but different. Like you could recognize this energy as like legit. Mm-hmm. So there's, because of familiarity, there's more of a comfort level, there's more of a safety level implied here. So a lot of reading between the lines, not everything is said, but you know things to be the truth, and a dialogue at that, which is like sometimes when you know things to be the truth, it's just your own like dialogue with your guides, love and light or whatever. And but this is an energetic dialogue, which the other person gets to and is real time happening. So this is kind of like telepathic energy here. Oh, you know what? Okay, remember when we saw the Three of Swords pop up over here, right behind the Queen of Swords? That's Four of Swords here too. So it's like you're just as much of a a leader in the healing industry. I don't even call it industry, but like whatever. I'm not gonna get like crazy with names here, but because that's Four of Swords energy, as much as like the truth of, what do you call it? Like I can deliver blows like oh my god, people are so okay. Like I can there's something about I could give psychic attacks too. Like I have the ability. There have been like I've received so much of it that I have learned through the recipient end how to engage in doing that. I don't know why they want me to know that, but maybe it's something that I will have to use in the future because I'm not actively doing that. But there's something about it where like, how do we even get to that? That's, oh yeah, the Three of Swords, like something about, but it's more so that the truth that I say sometimes hurts. What the frick? I don't know. Because I haven't gotten any psychic attacks lately. I mean, recently, yeah, I have not. And so, I don't know. Maybe because of the overexposure, there's some kind of adaptation where it ricochets. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that, and I don't have to say shit. I just, like, just not acknowledge it. That's not mine. I don't even need to know. Like, I don't need to find out who it's coming from either, even though I could. It's like, don't waste your time. There's bigger things now. Okay, so that's first. First takeaway. My second takeaway is... That was a long one. King of Pentacles. Oh, wait, no, that's a clarifier to the Two of Pentacles. So Three of Pentacles here. So there's something about an offering of an abundance of opportunities. This is a Throne of Security is what it's named. Clarifying intersection. So this is at a crossroads here, but things are at a balance. You've reached your equilibrium. Let's say, I don't know. They're showing me, those little like Chuck E. Cheese, like those party favor things that you get like at the end of birthday parties and whatever, and then kids' birthday parties, and then they have like little plastic maze toys things with a little ball inside, a steel ball, and then so they're showing me it laid down, and it's like a little shifted just slightly, but the new equilibrium is at this point at that intersection, whatever the ley line that is in this corner, and that's where you are. And that's so that's what it's showing me here. I don't even know why they showed me that, but something about landing opportunities. Oh yeah. See, okay, she's picking up gems. Oh sheesh. Oh, I forgot there was that one more card here. Oh, great. Suspension. So all the more reason to be objective and looking at the inbox. So all throughout, even if you forget about it, this is like the gestures that you make in being more objective will kind of reprogram your mind, and so you're just going to do it naturally. So the more objective you are, I am, the more the opportunities will kind of puzzle piece together. Something about that here, because it's like things are in balance, they're good, but like there's no impression of complacency, and like, what do you call it, to avoid from the pitfalls of complacency when things are in balance. We're still walking that path. And so, oh my god, the Hollywood star, holy freaking moly, that is crazy. That is the first time I have ever seen that. That is insane. That is freaking weird. So the closest color hue to that is the mountains, and so you can say that this is a Queen of Swords in here because it's will get closest to the air energy, especially with ice, like just the conditions of it. And so that has earned her the star. Like over yonder, yeah, she was yodeling all the way over here, and then now she's over here at the star. How freaking crazy is that? So I was going to acknowledge that as an external energy, but this is more of a focus on internal energy. Like you can open up opportunities for yourself. And of course you would love to live this like fantasy, like what do you call it? A storybook, like happily ever after ending. But like there are more variations to that, line of that frequency than just that. So at bare minimum, you can rest on that. That's wonderful. It's great, whatever. And sometimes like I spin around in that and just it's wonderful. But at the same time, it's like I am responsible for my own will. And anybody who I would be engaging with would have to be at the caliber of seeing that as important, like pinnacle. And so being that there are very few, not complaining, just saying, like, being that there are very few, the focus is more of internalization to amplify the chances of success, or amplify the slope of success. Yeah, and that could also be a preparatory value for when somebody is like at that level of importance, to amplify that as well. So there's that. Okay, so the clarifier for the Lover's card, my Lover's card takeaway, okay, is the Three of Swords. What the frick? Three of Swords. So yeah, this is heartbreaker energy, but this is also like when you're self-actualized, there's also a, how do you call it, when you unlock a part of yourself, new level, glow up, whatever, there's something about it where it's like an implication of also closed doors, but there is something else here. Oh yeah, objectivity. And so you're focused on relaying, communication, bonds, like how you're focused on bonds. Okay, I have self-actualized. I would love to share this with somebody who is also like unlocking parts of themselves too, and so what? Sorry, I just had it right there. Okay, sorry, 20% battery, unlocking another part of themselves. Oh, yeah. So we're focused on bonds, okay? And the medium for that is, or the means of it is connection, right? And so the medium for that is communication. So you're going to communicate as best as you can, most lovingly, most thoughtfully to another energy. However, because um, both of you are kind of new to this unlocked energy, there are things that are bound to kind of not sit as well. Some things to possibly work through. Some things like, but what? Why am I getting what? Why am I okay? There must be some people that need to hear. I don't know, but I feel like this is most likely like heartbreak energy. I don't know. Hold on, let me see. It's mostly that, but it forces, others that you interact with in finding that right bond, to see these parts of themselves that don't quite click, that and it's not even, it could be to the level of like clashing, not clicking. We're talking about clashing now. So there's that. And so I'm on this like driver's learner's permit thing of when we unlock different, and I'll speak for myself, when I unlock a certain part of myself, there, there's a driver's course set up over there so that going out in the open. So this is something about having a driver's permit or something like that here. Yeah. Hold on. There's been a lot of heartbreak too. I think this is also experiencing sorrow. Yeah, I felt sorrow. Um, yeah, on the recipient end too. When you see somebody go through things, like when you know your truth, other people become more transparent. And this is not a matter of judging, but like as a precursor, the feelings that kind of invade any other translation of that. So just because you have the Lover's card, it doesn't mean that you're absolutely like even an upright, high vibing in your feels. The Lover's card has dimension to it, even in its just upright form. So, you know, some things that you just have to let go of that are not good for you, even if they're not projected towards you. Sometimes you may get stuck in the crossfire, and it's like one extra person in someone else's drama isn't going to alleviate anything. In fact, some when you know what you must and mustn't do for yourself, kind of reflect that intelligence upon others without having to say I told you so or do this or do that. This is just a natural way of like inclining the person that you care about to a better trajectory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's that. I didn't think it was going to end so solemn, but there's that. So some pointers for the day is like, it's a reality check, but it's kind of like, it's, it's just talking through the changes, that you notice and that you don't notice in the transition. In this paradigm shift that's already transpired, there's something about like reacclimating. So familiarizing yourself with the landscape, what has changed, what has not changed, and also grooming yourself, like conditioning yourself to better respond to life's propositions. And yeah, so this is not like, look, this is not rose colored glasses. This is not, there's no kind of indifference here. So the focus, again, in its other way of saying, is being objective. And it's just as rightful, like, what do you call it? It's just, there's something about it being like, this is all legit. I don't know what else to say about that. But that's it for now. Okay, closing vibe. Have we succeeded in our truth telling, truth observing? Four of cups. So again, this is a community offering and an impression of a well, but it's a golden wind. Something about Sauron here, because I remember like the image in Lord of the Rings, like the big old like Sauron's eye, and then it like being structured over like a tower, so kind of like a well, above surface, you know, like way above surface well. So all is seen and noticed by something about how like this dark side, dark force or whatever, is also seeing like community efforts, like a unionized front or something like that, like unity. That's what they're seeing. And you remember like the gold ring, remember my precious something. What the heck is this vibe? What is this? This is weird, because bottom of the deck is Four of Wind in reverse. This is healed energy. There's something about some kind of like hermeticist kind of energy, like some practitioner, deep dive practitioners grouping together, working with that kind of energy and like soothing it, like, here, look, it's going to be better because, you know, like there's something about a reassurance in that, but also a calming, like a muting of energies. What is this? What are what is this? What is this? Strength in reverse. Okay, and then oh, there's quite a few. Holy crud. Okay, so one fell on a napkin. The Sun in reverse and Five of Pentacles. Again, the Eye of Sauron. Like, what do you like? There's like a spotlight on like people. Something about like lack here. Hold on. Okay, this way. Two of Swords, Justice in reverse, and Feel it in your gut. There's something about like something. Oh, what is this? Because Justice in reverse and there's something blocked. There's something happening in the background. There's something happening in the background where it's like behind closed doors. You could feel it in your gut. That's supposed to conflict with whatever it is that you like are meant to have or do. What the frick is this? But all is seen. All is seen by like kind of like the elite, the greats, you know, from these practitioners. These kind of, you know, like in Lord of the Rings, there were people elected to be non-biased, and they were super powerful and very well known, very well accomplished and decorated, etc. And so there's something. Why am I? Okay, there's one more that I forgot about, and it is the Page of Wands. Starting something. What is this? Again, oh no, this is the one that fell down from the top over here. Okay, so that was not because I didn't see it originally. But I like, I have to ask, like, why? Okay, so Strength in reverse, Temperance in reverse. What? Strength in reverse. Remember when I used the O cards, those like personality picture card things, and there was like a winding here. Remember, like the pole and then the furnace, and we have to go back to that. I'll put a link because I'm well organized enough to be able to reference that video, what it means. Holy crud. I got the, there we go. That looks more normal. Okay. But Strength in reverse, there's something about like the windings here. By like a windings here. It was in reverse though. pulling back. What's behind this one? Seven of Swords. Yeah, bullshit. There is bullshit. There is bullshit button. There's something there. They're winding here, trying to pull it up. Like something about, hold on. This one, Seven of Swords. Like somebody like trying to tangle up lines of communication, or poisoning the well. Something, hold on, let me see what's beneath that. All right. Twisting lines of communication. Death. Okay. Just like, that's why we didn't tell you till the very end, because it's like, it's done for. Yeah. Like, we're just letting them kind of creep out and then, like, hack. You know, that's what that is. Holy crud. Yeah, because it's like, look. Okay. So there's two, realizing that this is a Seven of Swords right here. The Seven of Wands. Or, I'm sorry, Seven of Swords here. Yeah. With the snakes. And then that would imply that that's the Two of Swords here, right? Since Nine of Swords, that would be, you know, a huge emphasis. Like, the focus is on the snakes, on all of that. And this is like the keeper. Yeah. And the last thing. Okay. All right. Bottom of that. Two of Water. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so all is solid. There's going to be no poison. People can drink from the well because there's Two of Cups there. And then Six of Wands. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So we're okay. We're back to feeling good, feeling right with the world with our pointers. Thanks so very much. Let's clear the air. Thank you for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. So very appreciated. Yeah. Blessings be. Okay. I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, essence, properties, passions, pursuits, etc. From those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought, form, pattern, and or entity to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, blessings, or reformatting to love and light energy. And then to be refortified in me, only me, hassle free, no doubt, and no attachment, except for all. Alright, upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with the sequence of rollout in light and love. I close the portals in this reading now.